Hey everybody, welcome to the ReCoop. I'm Cooper Daniels and I'm a guy that knows a little about a lot. And today it's Algo Wednesday, folks. That's right, every Wednesday on the ReCoop we're talking about Algorand. And today's Wednesday, so let's get into it. First off, last week I made a video. It was titled How Algo Becomes Number 3 on CoinMarketCap. I got a little bit of pushback, but not the pushback I was expecting. People were saying I was being too conservative. They think that Algo's gonna hit number 2. Now, look, I made a case. I said there's no ETH killer and that Algorand would establish itself as the third option, the clear third option. And if you'd like to watch that video on why I think so, it's right here. But the gist of it really is that Algorand is to usher cryptocurrency and decentralized finance into a more compliant, regulated environment, right? And by the way, that I believe that the United States will look at Algorand for a model on how they should regulate the space as a whole. I believe that. I think it's coming. But look, listen, could Algorand actually leap Ethereum and become number 2? Yes. Yes, it could. And as a matter of fact, some news just this week is showing that it is moving faster than I even thought. This is actually very possible that Algorand becomes the number 2 cryptocurrency and actually does jump out ahead of Ethereum. Now, I know a lot of people are going to hear this and think that this dude's crazy. These fucking Algorand people, I mean, come on, everybody. There's people in every community that think, oh yeah, my coin's going to beat Ethereum, and people are, oh, my coin's going to destroy Bitcoin. Look, nobody ever does it, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum always stay at the lead, and then there's all these different other things that kind of rotate into number 3. I understand. And frankly, I do believe that the most likely scenario is that Bitcoin and Ethereum stay at the top, okay? But I am entertaining this subject this week on Algo Wednesday because, look, I do believe that there is a significant chance that Algorand does take the lead on Ethereum. And why? Why would I even think that? What has even happened this week to make me even think that that is possible? Okay, well, this might seem silly or not. Maybe not, I don't know. Something that happened this week is there's an NFT artist in the Algorand ecosystem. His name is Goanna. I have talked to him in interviews in the past. You can see that interview on the Algonaut's official YouTube page. I'll put a link in the description of this video. A couple days ago, Goanna, the Goanna number 1, guess how much that sold for, folks? 111,111.111 Algo. It's a lot of ones, folks. It's not a lot of zeros, but it sure is a lot of ones. Now, 111,111 Algo. On today's price, last I checked, it was around 220. Come on. I mean, that's like $250,000. A Algorand, not Ethereum NFT sold for $250,000. I mean, it's happening. Now, you might not think that's important. Maybe you just think, well, Algo Wallet is unique. Those things are awesome. But you've got to believe that the entire NFT space at large, the artists over at Solana, the artists over at Ethereum, they're all like, whoa, Algo ain't playing, man. $250,000 is a lot of cash. Metapunks just chose Algorand. They are going to come here. People start throwing serious algo at these NFT projects. I mean, they are going to be here, and there's going to be a DeFi ecosystem for them to take part of and earn yield, and more liquidity is going to go into our DeFi. Now, that leads me to point number 2. There was an LA blockchain summit that Seb Quinn from YLDY spoke at recently, and he said a couple of things that were very interesting, all right? First of all, he talked about how all these Ethereum projects and other ecosystems are talking to him, looking to bridge their projects over into Algorand. So we are most likely on the verge of a huge DeFi explosion. We are on the verge of a DeFi explosion just through the stuff that's happening that we all know about. But I can imagine that there are many projects that are going to migrate or bridge on over to Algo, and there's going to be so much more liquidity, and the Algorand DeFi is going to blow up, all right? And YLDY is going to be at the center of it. And then he also, more importantly, they're partnering up with Tinyman. Okay. Now, this is a big deal because this is going to incentivize more and more people to provide liquidity on Tinyman. Now, currently the way it's set up is that you probably can make more money on your YLDY if you just stake it in YLDY and their staking pools, right? So what is the real incentive for you to contribute your YLDY to Tinyman outside of altruistic reasons? You know what I mean? So what was announced at the LA Blockchain Summit, or whatever it's called, was that YLDY and Tinyman are teaming up, and on YLDY you're going to be able to stake your LP tokens on YLDY and earn yield, right? So that means that you're going to be able to provide liquidity to Tinyman and earn your portion of the transaction fees, and at the same time you'll be able to stake those tokens on YLDY and earn additional APY. I mean, what's up, folks? That is going to be a game changer, because what DeFi needs to run beautifully is liquidity. So this is going to encourage much more liquidity. And this also bodes well for the future of YLDY and Tinyman partnering up together, right? Now, Tinyman is the first decentralized exchange in the Algorand ecosystem. YLDY is the first DeFi project. These two teaming up beautifully with flamingos and little green men and all that stuff. Little men, little tiny men that look great. It's all branded cool, right? And they team up. Well, then you're going to start to see swaps on YLDY, and you're going to see all this stuff. And then you're going to start to see all these other projects migrating over, and you're going to see all these NFT artists coming on over. And you're going to see so much liquidity pouring into it, so much more mainstream. And not to also mention, folks, there's a pop culture moment happening in Algorand. These are other things that people don't often talk about. We got Scaramucci from Skybridge. This guy is he's a pop culture guy. No matter what you think of Anthony Scaramucci, he's a pop culture guy that is out there. He's a quick talker. He's smart. He's rich. And he's got a lot of capital. All right. We got the music industry, Opulous, and their partnership with Republic. You got, Lil Pump and Soulja Boy. Once again, no matter what you think of them, they are pop culture people that bring mass awareness to Algorand. And more of that is coming. I'm sure Opulous has a lot coming and a lot of splashy names. And not to mention, you got Lee Parsons. He's one of those guys that turns it up. You know what I mean? Everywhere he goes, I imagine he's always turning it up. But on Algorand currently, you have the DeFi ecosystem that is on the verge of absolutely exploding. Get in on it. Believe me, I want my YLDY. And when Tinyman has a token, I want that. Opulous, all the different things. AlgoFi, Algo Mint, all of it. All of the things. One thing that Algorand does and is going to do for sure that not a lot of other ones are going to do are central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Now, no matter what you think about CBDCs, there are pros and definitely cons to CBDCs. I understand that. But for the purposes of this video, my stance is they are inevitable and they are going to be built on Algorand, okay? The first CBDC was already built on Algorand, and that's the Marshall Islands. And now we're about to get another one. And just a couple of weeks ago on Halloween, Sean Ford tweeted, he was doing an AMA, and he tweeted, Decipher will focus on capital R real project development. Now, we know that a mid-sized country is coming. This is definitely speculation. But the Brazilian currency is called the real, or maybe you pronounce that differently, but it's the real to me. And the Brazilian currency is called the real. I have a strong feeling that the at Decipher, which is at the end of this month in Miami, wish I was going to be there. I'll be there virtually, and I'm going to get the little swag bag that they're sending us virtual people that signed up for that. But I wish I was going to be there, and I'm jealous of all of you that are. But anyways, I bet that it gets announced that Brazil's central bank digital currency is going to be built using Algorand. We already know that Algorand has a significant presence in Latin America. Their relationship with Coinbase and being the blockchain infrastructure of El Salvador, and what that could entail for wrapped Bitcoin in El Salvador is huge. And then if Brazil announces a central bank digital currency, you don't think that that's going to spill over to other Latin American countries? So look, If you doubt Algorand, you might be like, yeah, okay, sure. Can Algorand handle it? Can it scale? Can it stay secure? Well, Algorand has never had any downtime, and nobody doubts that it can scale. It truly has solved the blockchain trilemma of security, scalability, and speed, right? It has. It's super fast. There's never been a problem with its security, and I believe that it can scale. We'll see, but I bet you it can. If you learned anything from this video is I believe that Algorand will become the #3 cryptocurrency. I also believe that it's very possible it could become the #2 cryptocurrency. I'm also going to be doing regular Wednesday Algorand themed videos that you need to tune in for. So hit the bell, subscribe, be ready every Wednesday to hear me go off on Algorand, and I'll be talking about Algorand in other days. And I also promise you, last week it was how Algorand becomes #3 on CoinMarketCap. This week, how Algo becomes #2 on CoinGecko. I promise you, next week's video will not be titled How Algo Becomes #1 on TradingView. I promise, I will not do that. All right, everybody. Hey, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe. If you're interested in my weekly Algorand videos, hit the bell, and, do all of the different things. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Do your homework.